Damn, this analogy seems pretty crazy to me. Let's delete everything. Space, even the space. Fuck that. I'm the god of this universe. This might be the best analogy, actually, of right versus left. It's not this way, okay? Nope. Unfortunately. Right feels like a minority, actually. Right doesn't feel like they have enough celebrities or anything. But they feel a lot more logical. They have their principles in check. They feel like they rule the most important part of humanity. Alright? And the left is whatever is left, basically. But what is left? Past this fucking point where people don't have principles, there's literally just a bunch of zombies running around, a bunch of demons. So, what is left? Well, what is actually left, and why celebrities actually love being on the left, is because they can influence the left very significantly, and they can take even bigger chunk of land and bigger circle of influence of people belong in the left if they don't have principles, but they could have principles eventually. They could live in harmony somehow. You know, that's the left. Everything else is a bunch of demons that cannot be saved and have to be killed immediately. Okay, Putin. you're gonna try and resist. All right, take Ukraine. You know, Ukraine is somewhere on the fucking edge of existence. You want to take that from us? Fuck you, Putin. Get the fuck out of here. And you're not gonna take the letter R either, okay? We're just gonna call you Usha, okay? Not Russia anymore. Stupid assholes. So I really love this analogy because, like, the right has the most important piece of land, but the left has more land and technically more influence, and the right feels surrounded by them. But we have the power, so we will never be defeated, like, and the right and left will always be outcircling us and always be scaring us, technically. And it's just a very interesting dynamic to me. But, you know, I wanted to, like, prove that left is the greatest bullshit of all time. And I it's kind of, like, obvious. It is. It's gonna be comprised of all these weird people, but weird people that can kind of live together and hold some kind of just enough principles to, you know, not attack the right and completely obliterate themselves, you know. Because again, if you just try and attack the circle from the outside, you're gonna be immediately destroyed. You don't have the power to do that, because principles are the ultimate power, alright? Is the same principle of, like, oh, I'm falling off a cliff. You're gonna die, alright? You just lost the principle of standing on the fucking ground and not falling off, like, or drowning in a fucking, under a bridge, alright? You just lost the principle because you just went crazy. You did something very stupid. So, this analogy just fucking blows my mind, dude. It's crazy. But, you know, I'm the only one who comes up with that shit. Because I'm the only one who fucking dares to think about it either. I feel like I have my own circle, guys. Somewhere very, very deep right in. That nobody wants to come to. Because you have to have even more principles. And do things even more correctly than everyone else. It's fucking stupid. But at the same time, it's like, well, who's inventing everything, you know? Not me. But maybe I will invent something. but I do feel lazy. Maybe I am missing some principles. Maybe I'm just a stupid little asshole who thinks too highly of himself. But I can't stop thinking that, this is brilliant, right? So where did it come from? I have to be smart enough, right? So, very interesting. Weird. Yeah, people who live on the leftist zones and trying to influence them, they're pretty great people, right? I mean, I kind of highlight a few creators here that probably come from the you never know. They just try to act like celebrities at this point, and celebrities belong here where the people are, and they're not gonna be judged. Basically, they kind of can find their own community, basically, of mindless people who will just worship them technically for no reason. Well, for their own benefit, obviously. Because they can be easily manipulated. Not just emotionally, mentally. All the ways, man. These are mindless people. But because they can be easily manipulated, they can also be, taught a lesson. Unlike the right, I think the right does not actually want to listen that much as you would think. Because they have so much to lose to begin with. Alright, they definitely don't want to venture outside of their own circle. Alright, so they're gonna be very, very careful. That's what the word conservative kind of means, right? Just being careful, not leaving your house secured. The place where you fucking belong, secured completely. So, yeah. Isn't that amazing, man? It's almost like I don't need to make this bullshit video. But what'll go... we have to prove something, right? We have to do something. And I'll try my best. I will try probably research as much as possible to make sure... Well, we kind of have a very, very good idea of how everything works. The left versus right dynamic, how does it work? Alright, I have been doing this for like years now, trying to understand what is the best way to describe this dynamic, and it's like, wait, I guess I know. I guess I do know. Out of nowhere. So stupid. I hate it, man. When it comes out of nowhere, it's just, nobody will care anyways, because nobody cares at the moment. I had to come up with it myself. So tough, man. So you never know, like, if you start coming up with things by yourself and you think those things are very influential, and again, you kind of get the idea of progression, right? Just good things come out of the source, right? And if you're very, very close to the source, you're going to start coming up with ideas that just going to change the world, technically. And not necessarily going to be able to do anything about it, to be honest. You're just going to see things that's going to happen in the future, and you can't do anything about it because you just don't have the enough power, enough capacity. The best thing you can do is just sit there and watch. That's the way I feel, honestly. So I'm very lucky, okay, to not be on either side technically, because I have my own little circle, and I don't have to belong to it. The right just feels like the left to me, it's like they have their own mistakes, they have their own misconceptions of things, and I don't really care about them that much, especially that they got banned. How do you get banned, dude? You're the right. You're supposed to have all the things, right? You should be able to control the internet. Well, you can't. Because the masses control everything. Democracy, am I right? If we really allow democracy to win, the left will win and just consume the right. This democracy is not a principle that we're supposed to follow. And I think, The left is actually the greatest bullshit of all time because it is great. It is a great example of every single type of bullshit you could ever find. So in fact, we should try and, separate the zones and investigate every little thing the left comes up with as a consequence of getting all the technology from the right in the first place. I even just saw a video of Facebook was a stolen technology. Just Mark Zuckerberg just came up with the idea because he took it from someone else. That's interesting. And obviously he's the leftist the greatest leftist of all time, am I right? I don't know, man. So he must have taken it from someone, first of all, someone who had to came up with the idea in the first place, and then someone who didn't really care to realize the idea into the reality because they didn't know how, but Mark Zuckerberg knew how, and he made the whole thing fucking viral. Probably fucking circled the whole thing and called it social media, where celebrities live. Honestly, why not, right? Fucking social media circle. We have a new circle. Because there has to be like a center as well. And honestly, it kind of makes sense, right? Another circle where people kind of identify as the center, where they can visit both sides, but they kind of and they kind of invisible to both sides either. They just kind of make them fight each other or pretend that. Honestly, if we're being really honest, neither side wants to fight each other. They just see each other as different, but they have no idea how to, have influence over each other. Just no idea. Alright, the right things they can debate their way through. They can educate the left somehow. The left doesn't give a fuck. Alright? They think they can just surpass the right just with their numbers. With their influence. With the fact that celebrities kind of fucking care about them for some reason, They don't understand the dynamics. Neither of the sides kind of understand the dynamics, honestly. So maybe there is a center circle that can, take advantage of both sides in a way. But why am I here, though? Now I'm confused. I will never be a celebrity? That sucks, man. I'm on the right. Now I feel bad. Stupid centrists taking over the world. Why? You might be very successful because you have, the most principles in check, right? Or you have a balance of principles. So you find a circle of success. And everything else is just kind of average, or it seems average. Because there's more people that are not successful in the first place. So this centrist circle maybe is tiny, but the reason why it's kind of big is just people don't realize how successful they are sometimes. That's also very interesting. Here's where I think the reason why center is the most powerful place is because the real principle is to take advantage of all the safe zone you can possibly take advantage. Just like celebrities take advantage of the not so safe zones, but they can reach more people, and the right just takes advantage of principles. But what you have to do is obviously zigzag around and take over as much land as possible. Because it's all safe. Alright? It's all considered safe. To some degree. You have to recognize what the boundaries are, alright? What is the death zone? Because that probably exists in the world. Alright? As long as you stay in the safe zone. So, you can see now the right is also very scared of venturing outside for too much. They have their own little bubble, and they want to stay in that bubble as much as possible. While the left is probably going to explore some crazy concepts that is going to actually offend a lot of people without... but left is going to try and also say, why are you so offended? Are you homophobic? Are you fucking transphobic? You know, that's what their tactic is. If you haven't fucking realized that. You know, they're trying to scare the shit out of you. It's like, well, you're not in a safe zone anymore. Shut the fuck up, leftists. What you gonna do? Ban me? Now we're talking. Now, I don't want to be banned. Alright? If I'm bad, I probably ventured a little bit too far. For some reason. I did something weird. But to be honest, I don't know. I don't know if being banned from social media is actually that big of a deal. And if you don't just, you know, turn into a more influential person because of that. Because you're trying to find your own place one more time. Alright, maybe you're gonna create your own social media. Probably not gonna happen. Andrew Tate got banned even from Discord. So I should be scared, guys. I should be fucking scared. I think what banned Andrew Tate is the spike that he was. You know, he just came out of nowhere and nobody had respect for him to begin with. He didn't establish himself as anything. You know, he just came out of nowhere. So it's like, oh, who's this guy? I don't like this guy. Let's remove him. Nobody's gonna worry about that too much, right? But, sure. Andrew Tate is also a very well-educated person at the same time. But he does feel very edgy too. So obviously he's successful. Because he's willing to get to the edge of things. So it is very, very questionable. Maybe he did step over some kind of boundaries that we kind of can feel when we're stepping over the boundaries. So we should turn around. But a person who's like exploiting a lot of people wouldn't feel the same way, and they just kind of lose their principles and lose themselves, and got banned, and rightfully so somehow. So it is weird watching like people from the right becoming successful because they know they have to go outside of their fucking box and do something, right? And everyone fucking starts attacking them and scaring the shit out of them as if, you know, they should stay in the little bubble. So it's very interesting. And if I just say left is complete bullshit and you shouldn't interact with leftists at all, you might be missing like 70% of the world right now. You know, you don't want to do that. You want to expand your point of view as much as possible. Because it's one of the principles of life, alright? POV, boys. Point of view. The principle. Expand it as much as possible. And then you're going to be successful. You know. It's a principle. That 1 out of 4 principles, okay? Whew, alright. So that's the introduction, technically. Now I'm just going to do a bunch of research. And put things together. I have no doubt about this thing, alright? That this works exactly the way that I described it, because it makes so much sense. I just, what else could it be? Also, yes, I see another thing going on. The reason why I'm in the middle, I feel threatened by everything. I don't feel there is safe zone at all, to be honest. If I venture just a little bit outside, I feel I'm just gonna be cracked open and destroyed. Alright, I can't trust anyone. That's how I feel. In a way, to some degree. But, weird thing happened. It's true. Alright? It's true. Because the world that we live in is not the world that we live in anymore. The only place you can trust is the fucking internet, okay? We literally just teleported reality into alternate reality, I think. And now that I'm in the internet, I can explore as much as I want. And I feel one of the most successful people you could ever meet. You just don't know how popular I am. Because you're a fucking loser, basically. That's why. Alright? The fact that I'm not popular in the real world doesn't mean that I'm not popular on the internet, okay? What if I'm doing exactly the most influential things? You just never watch my videos, you know? That's it. That's the only problem. So I'm just sitting here with 103 subscribers that I got from a community. You know, I did work in a community on the internet, and it, you know, I was very influential there. But, you know, that's kind of what happens in a community. You grow very fast, and potentially if you're consistent enough, you're gonna beat all of them. All the losers, basically. You're gonna feel on top of the world. At least top 1%. Alright? And despite how much competition there is, because you're doing your own thing, and you believe in yourself, and other people kind of feel the same way because, you know, you have principles, so whatever you do, other people can kind of understand very well. Alright, so let's begin the dive into the leftism. But probably the first thing I want to do is see the difference, alright? What is more influential to me, the left or the right? What has more value? It's a very interesting look, I think. I'm not sure what to expect. I don't know. Because it's like, how do you label the left and the right now? Like, who belongs here? Because, again, most successful people kind of don't belong anywhere. So you cannot catch them. So we're gonna try and avoid that. We're gonna try and see who's stationary and doesn't want to change their beliefs or anything. So that's where we're looking at. In fact, there's another thing about this and why this works so very well. I believe anytime you do something abnormal, everyone is gonna assume you're on the left. People are just gonna assume, and you just, you know, you're just gonna start leaning towards people who are like, oh, you belong to us, you know, come to us because you belong to us, because you're doing that thing that we like so much. You know, you never know where you're really going. You're just going where your passion is. But, you know, the real thing is not to stay in that one place where your passion is, because your passion can consume you if you're not actually exploring the world and seeing what other passions there are, and maybe they're also awesome, right? You should be passionate about passion. So that will not allow you to stay in one place. Alright, so people who are stationary, those are the people we can actually pick apart because they represent something. They're just stuck pretty much. So if you're not stationary, you don't represent anyone or anything. You can't determine that kind of person. In fact, Anthony Padilla probably is one of those people who's exploring a lot of, different people. But you can't really understand what is his point of view. He's not sharing his opinion on anything. Eventually, this could turn into some kind of stationary position, anyways. So you never know, dude. Whenever you have a format, it could turn into a bubble, and you might have to escape that somehow. It's very dangerous. Everyone has some kind of format, and that could be a problem as well, right? You just never know. But I will assume that people who talk to different people constantly, they're not in a bubble. They're kind of going around and exploring. But again, and obviously they want to be comfortable, so they're gonna be using their own comfort zone, just like, or their own system basically. Just like I have my own system of detecting influence, and I will give myself a lot of points for talking. Yeah, everyone has their own system, so you can't really judge that. You just have to judge them if they're not doing much, if they look kind of boring. Whatever they're doing is kind of boring. They're stuck in one place doing one thing, and that thing doesn't make sense. Or it kind of triggers you, or it makes you question things. It's like, if it doesn't feel valuable, and they're just stuck there, they probably belong somewhere, essentially, and they're not engaged with the world enough. And eventually these people might just be pushed out, alright? Because the world keeps improving, and it tries to remove people who are just not evolving fast enough, alright? Who are just kind of being, again, stationary in one place. We're just slowly pushing them away. Unfortunately. And you don't want to be pushed out of society. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, it's almost that this circle is just the internet, guys. And I know the secrets of the internet right there. And the outside world, the reality is now dangerous. And why is it dangerous? Probably because it's pointless to do things in reality, and you're just gonna get in trouble anyways if you do anything wrong. So it's like, what's the point? And even if you do things right, even like having a car is like bullshit. Like, you have to maintain it, you have to worry about it so much. So you never know. Like, it's weird. Reality is dangerous, just because it could become a waste of time, honestly. Like, there's so many things you can experience on the internet. Like, why would you even care if you can escape reality? Well, it's still tough right now. It's still unstable. You never know if you can even afford electricity to run your stupid computer, because, where things are happening. Potentially, it is possible to, lose all the progress, and the zombie apocalypse just takes over and shrinks down the population or something. Some stupid shit. You never know. But I wouldn't focus on that, honestly. I feel like yes, we always have a choice and we can actually destroy our own reality and set ourselves back. But at the same time, it's like, you can't really do it, honestly. Like, the moment you try and do something stupid, you're just gonna be casted out of society. And you're the one that will be destroyed, not the humanity. Humanity's just gonna move on, and continue its own progress. It's very interesting. Now, again, when I say that I am successful, I am doing successfully things that I want to do. Alright, whether people like them or not, whether I'm popular or not, doesn't fucking matter. What matters is my perspective, is that I'm happy. Alright, I don't have to make other people happy, necessarily. I don't have to be even known. It's just, I know a lot of people, right? So I don't actually even have to go into the real world to get to know to other people. I don't have to do that fucking tedious work because people are already posting things of what we should know about them, and we just kind of do that. And you get all the benefits of knowing someone, technically. You don't get the benefits of getting advice, but advice is terrible anyways. The only good thing that can happen when you have friends is, like, they can give you a job, potentially. They can refer you to some kind of job if you're desperate and you actually need a job. And maybe they can help you get a girlfriend or a boyfriend, whatever, right? So get those social connections. Like, you get it. There's some benefits of having friends, but it's like, from my perspective, from where I am, I don't need them, to be honest. And on the internet, things work a little bit differently. All I would need friends for is just, I don't have enough people to roast, So yeah, the most mind-blowing thing is that this thing works, and it works in the most fundamental way. This is the correct position to be at, 100%. When you're outside on the edge, you never really know, but there's also the leftover positions that are very risky, but still works. And that's it. This whole fucking thing works so very well. Even with the names itself. It's like, who came up with this shit, dude? Who came up with... They made me do this. They made me put this together like that. Someone did this. I just played around with concepts for long enough, and here we are. But it's like, well, that's how the world works. I'm sorry, guys. Someone had to figure out eventually. No. We don't come together. Alright. Space? No one comes together for space. Only idiots come from space. So we can actually put an immediate fucking garbage. You love space? You fucking garbage, okay? Prove me, man. Prove me that I'm wrong. It's useless. Everything that's useless is in this fucking package. Alright? Stupid fucking... You don't have to be on the left, technically. You just have to be on the edge of usefulness. It's like... it's gonna be very interesting, right? I fucking hate these guys, but I'm subscribed for no reason, alright? Don't worry about that part. There's Mr. JP that, kind of highlights the absurdities of the left all the time. He just posts sarcastic videos all the time. Non-stop. What, twice a week? every other day. Fucking crazy. In other words, you can just all you have to do is just watch this entire channel, and well, you will get my idea basically. But I will try and look outside and see what I can. It's almost like it feels like it's maybe censored. I don't know. Maybe they don't understand the word documentary. I want long type of content. Yeah, I don't know. Compass. Yeah, I'll try and explore as much as possible, because again, I kind of have an idea of what this channel like talks about all the time, kind of, but there's so many small little facts, you know, that are kind of very interesting. It's just I want the leftist side of the story, because I don't get that at all. You know, they don't actually talk. They don't actually have spokespeople necessarily. They're people who are on the left, again, as celebrities, but they don't actually speak for the left or their ideas. So it's, you know, just another reason for me to believe that this is very, very true. Like, you wouldn't want to represent left, because left kind of encompasses a lot of bullshit. So there's nothing, like, to really be proud of either. Yeah, just, how do you do that? It's impossible. So that's what you see. Only right-wing people are willing to spread their opinions, unfortunately. But that's reality right there. Here we go. Here we go, dude. But everyone, you have the freedom to let him talk.
We have the freedom to say
Yeah, his cancel culture is a good thing.
what you want, but everyone else has the freedom to respond and cancel you if you say something that is racist.
The first go-to thing is racist. That's the most harmful thing you can do? Just be racist? Are you sure about that? Then homophobic. Alright, now we're touching minorities. Alright. Also, it's kind of like, you know, these are kind of like fears and insecurities. Actually, these are like normal things, and you shouldn't be cancelled over them. But, you know, the left. The left want to cancel themselves, alright? That's what they want to do. It's like, you're talking about something? You must be right. Because they can't possibly, again, support the entire fucking, their own ideology. They just can't. They're not honest if they speak out. And they themselves have to be cancelled. And yes, cancel culture is very good. When you get cancelled, not me. If you cancel people with great principles, I'm sorry, dude. You're canceling cancel culture at that point. That's what you're doing. Because if you think cancel culture is a great principle, then, you know, you shouldn't cancel it. It's complicated, but good principles, most importantly, don't cancel themselves, okay? Oh, look, it's a good principle. Oh, it just kind of killed itself. That doesn't happen with good principles, unfortunately. They can stand on their own, and they will not do any harm to any other principle that's important, and will not do harm to itself when applied to itself. And cancel culture technically destroys itself, essentially. That's a very good way to determine whether it's a good principle or not. What is, and the way it's presented, you know. Like, yes, we need to kind of get something like, priority culture, or a better culture in the first place. We don't need cancel. We don't need to punish people or focus on punishments in the first place, because people will feel punished when everyone else succeeds. It's just how life works, unfortunately. We don't have to focus on that, alright? We have to focus on outcompeting people, and maybe slowing down someone who is about to crash their entire, career into a fucking wall. We definitely can do that, but we don't need to cancel them, We don't have to make them just completely disappear just because they're about to do something stupid, or they're doing something stupid. We just slow them down, show the example, Go back to sleep, boy. So, no. No. You just kinda canceled yourselves because your principles are stupid. But that's what it is, man. The real question is like, sure, can nobody be racist at all? People still live in communities of race, which means race is kind of like attached to a community. If we hate community of, different race people, are we racist? Or we just kind of hate the community? Which one is it? See, that's the problem. The moment you set up a shitty principle, it keeps on growing and kind of taking over more and more unnecessary, resistance almost. It just kind of destroys things for no reason. More and more things. So yeah, so I can't say anything bad about the other races or something. What about the white race? Everyone has a race. So if I attack a person, does that mean I'm racist regardless? Fuck you. This is the stupidest principle. How do you came up with that? You must have a brain of a peanut if you came up with that. It's a problem. But hateful messages actually cause any harm. Can I not hate on people? It's like, this is what you not do. I hate that. Threatening and, canceling someone. That's pretty bad. That you are now changing their life. Destroying their life. But no, hating is the worst thing, alright? In other words, they just came up with another amazing principle. We just gonna apply a bigger punishment than the fucking crime. The best principle of all time. Alright. These are young people, but fuck you guys for having opinions in the first place. Who let you have your opinions, dude? Fucking hate you shit. Are you educated in any way? Of course not. Because people just allow you to do this. You're in a safe space and we're fucking on the very, very edge, I'm very scared and lonely and stupid. I don't want to go anywhere close to principles. Yeah, but dude. Shut the fuck up then. Alright? You should be ashamed for speaking, That it's hateful towards me, dude. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna try and punish and cancel you? Yeah, I will roast you. Will that effectively be canceling? I don't know. It kind of makes you more apparent in a way. Will people hate you more? Who knows, right? People can choose either side. Your choice. But honestly, like, if someone is getting roasted, they they don't have to feel ashamed. They should feel like, oh, I'm the leader. I'm the representative. I'm getting roasted. Have to do something about it. Uh, I'll double down. No, that would be a wrong deal. Uh, just cancel me. That's easier. Trump got canceled on Twitter. Well, you have to agree to community guidelines. Shut the fuck up. There's morality and principles that you don't know anything about, unfortunately. Oh, but there's a rules. There's a bunch of rules you have to follow, obviously. You would be stupid not to follow these rules because you're gonna get cancelled. You never know when those rules are gonna be stretched out and just people just gonna be attacked for no fucking reason. There's guidelines, but guidelines are not even rules. You're not even sure what the fuck is going on. Alright? And most importantly, again, instead of slowing people down, they just banhammer you as soon as possible because they're monkeys with buttons. And they feel good when they get to ban someone because, wow, the reason is so big, you just became very popular for something controversial. I have to ban you now. Some stupid shit, okay? So no, it's not about following rules. That should be shameful if you follow rules in the first place. You should follow principles to begin with. Follow morality. Following rules all the time and obsessing about them. Nobody fucking does that. When did you fucking read terms of service or whatever? People just have a very good feeling what the rules are, but shut the fuck up, alright? Sometimes rules are fucking stupid. Discord is suffering right now because of rules that people can't hate each other. Alright, how are people gonna have a conversation if they can't hate each other? But it makes me feel bad. Well, fucking grow up, dude. And, don't pretend that you can have a conversation in the first place without being a fucking strong person to begin with. Alright? Conversation is not for under 18 years old of age in your brain. First of all, you have to be mature, okay? To have a proper conversation and not to be triggered by hate. The worst thing that can happen, alright, is this leftist just want to suck in children into their world, basically, into their worldview, and, convince them that it's totally fine to be here and not here, where children have to learn a lot of things here first, principles, and be totally safe. They cannot just venture out in the world. It's a lot dangerous for children to be leftist. So it blows my mind that it's the opposite of what's going on, right? Liberal teens versus conservative parents. You're gonna get fucked, guys. Alright? This 1 minute right now, you guys are gonna get fucked in the ass by these people. Alright? Who grown-ups, who are mature, who know what they're talking about because they have fucking life experience. You should be running as fast as you possibly can right now because you're gonna be humiliated. Alright? There's no middle ground. There's pure humiliation. Alright? And you better not become popular because you're gonna be automatically cancelled from that as well. You just can't compete anymore. When you got humiliated. I'm actually like super pissed off. Like, YouTubers just don't get a fair treatment. I don't see people hating YouTubers right now. It's fucking stupid. Everyone's just like cheering and liking each other. It's like they're just little fucking fans, and that's all they get. I've seen a video. It's like, oh, well, post your contrary opinions in the comments. No, they won't. How are you gonna find that? I guess you have to dig very deep and look past all the liked comments. It's not that easy. But yeah, it's uh, if people not willing to debate you, or just willing to support you, it's boring and stupid. And it's like most of the time they're just not gonna present any arguments either. I support you 100%. Well, you're the stupidest person ever. You don't have your own opinion. So why are you even posting that fucking comment? Completely useless. No one needs to be supported necessarily. You don't need to necessarily hate people either. You're just stating your opinion that could be quite opposite. Alright. Should you respect that person? It's up to you. It's up to you whether to hate them or respect them. Uh, it doesn't make much of a difference. It's gonna be a conflict either way. Whether it's mild or hardcore conflict, I don't think it matters. Because everything becomes quite difficult to handle if you're just not prepared at all. So I like to hate it first, just to know that a person is very much prepared for that. That's about it. And like, people will kind of ignore that as well. The hatred part. Only people who are overly sensitive and just looking to cause a lot of trouble, they're gonna point a finger and say you're full of hate. You have to be cancelled. Only those kind of people. And most importantly, if you don't have arguments, you're the one hating. Alright? You're the one not even putting in the work. You're the one, being phobic about someone's opinion or whatever. And obviously, it's the greatest contradiction of all time, so I have to put it down as a separate thing. Yeah, we should have invented opinion phobic a long time ago. Because that's what left is. But honestly, they're principle phobic. Alright? They're scared to adopt proper principles to live a better life. They don't know how to fucking do it. Let's keep going. Nothing really triggered me here so far. Mostly because the adults are now speaking. So they can't possibly say anything stupid anymore. They can't allow themselves to do that. They can't afford it, okay? Here it comes, boys. So this guy says, oh, you care about all this fluff and useless stuff? But we have to actually care about the freedom of America and not be forced to get vaxxed or lose our job if we don't get vaxxed. It's like, fuck you guys. That's our problem. We have to actually think about that. That government is against us. Most of the time. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. And they might just be fucking killing people. We have to think about that. Whether they follow proper principles. Because government is under control right now. And we have to really care about that. If they break any principle whatsoever, it could cost tons and tons of lives. Yeah, and we can't afford that for sure. And most importantly, it can cost lives in so many ways. Again, lockdowns and losing jobs, like, it just exacerbates poverty, rises prices, like, people die from that shit, alright? And again, yeah, there's some articles, COVID, lockdowns killed more people than COVID, and who knows whether COVID even existed, alright? Who knows, man? I don't know. I never seen it. But, I never had a luxury to go outside and not be on the internet all the time. Outside world is very dangerous, guys. So let's see what she says. So you think... Pretty much. But you're too dumb to understand. There's just way more important things, alright? Unfortunately. So you think... At least you don't have an opinion, you know? Thank you. Absolutely. Come on, man. Now people have to, you know, shut down this video and say that someone said COVID was fake. It was a scam to get Donald Trump out of office. Come on, man. Now I'm disappointed. You don't say that. Don't you have enough skepticism to just not say that? I like Donald Trump so much. Come on, dude. Yeah, but... YouTube, please block this video and give Jubilee a strike. You know, like everyone else have to suffer for saying COVID is fake, you know. Oh, it doesn't say that on the title? Oh, I guess that's fine. How is this guy capable of talking about empirical evidence about voting? He has zero fucking clue. Zero! Alright, he might just listen to a bunch of fucking scientists telling him, oh, voting was the safest, you know. Fuck you! Fuck you for even having an opinion, because you have no fucking idea what's going on in voting, and you have no control of voting either, and nobody should even care about voting to begin with. This is a fucking category of people who think voting is a thing. It's not a thing. Voting is fake. Alright? Never existed, never will do any impact to the world, unfortunately. Forget about that part. If you're a voter, go to this fucking part. Alright? If you're promoting voting, go to this fucking part. Alright? Just fucking... Be in this part as well. You're gonna be a fucking astronaut who votes. And we're gonna vote you to go to space and stay there. Because we don't want you anymore. Alright? Just stay there. You know, again, space is exciting, really. Just go to space. And anything bad can happen to you. Alright, very risky thing. Not rewarding at all. And please don't go back. Alright, just don't come back, unfortunately. We might not want you to come back. So it's... what's the point? What is the fucking point? Here we go. I want more, guys. More, please. Man, I like it, keep driving in here. I need a lot of conspiracy. First of all, you assume that these are conspiracies. The word doesn't even make sense, conspiracy, by the way. I'm conspiring against government. No, we're just actually checking what the government is doing the right thing, alright? I don't necessarily agree with. So, you just don't like the other side's news. I'm sorry about that. Boo-hoo. So you're not gonna take their source anymore, I guess. But my news source is more reliable than the other side's. Honestly, I wouldn't sit down. It would be embarrassing to sit down, honestly. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, I'm kind of doing a good job of finding my news source. You don't know my news source, okay? You don't fucking know. There's a fucking quiz. You click on that quiz. What's your news source? And I'll just show middle finger because YouTube is my news source. What is this? I don't know nothing. I know Vox. And that's it. I know InfoWars. I just don't do news, unfortunately. Okay, so I can't take this quiz, unfortunately, and tell you whether I'm left or right. Let's put another category, guys. News. News, man. What are you gonna do with the fucking news, dude? It seems pretty interesting, right? And this is why I'm too scared to put it down. I don't do it, but maybe it's useful, guys. News. I don't know, man. News seems fucking garbage. And pointless. And, not gonna do anything to you. But it's kinda, like, relevant, right? Well, you're gonna be surrounded by news anyways. If you just follow other people, unfortunately. So just following news and these obscure news sites that are fucking boring to begin with, I don't think you're stimulating enough yourself if you're doing boring things. I don't know, man. I hate you for that. Yeah, but it says my news source is more reliable than other sites. And you just say, oh, well, kind of all news sites are just trying to push their propaganda, or just trying to have flashy titles that people would click on. Just clickbaiting, alright? Not actually delivering news. Congratulations, alright? That's every news site ever, and another reason why I fucking hate it. It's just exaggeration. Sometimes, alright, you never know who to trust. So you just follow people and get a general sense of things. Don't try and fucking research. Researching is for losers, okay? It goes into the same fucking category, I think. Alright? It's not a lollipop, okay? It's a fucking magnifying glass. Something like that. I don't know. I don't know how else to depict research. What if I type research emoji? That's the stupidest thing I came up with, but, you know, let's do it. Alright. It's just a dude with glasses. Very interesting. High factually, guys. Most news sources are reliable. Congratulations. Yeah, how the fuck did that happen? Who came up with that idea? Oh, stats, okay, just graphs. They don't fucking matter if they don't have context. And very, very good explanation, unfortunately. Whoops. Oh, yeah. Equality, guys. I really wanna go to the edge and equality for all, whatever the fuck that means. It's the stupidest thing because I don't know what that means. You know, everyone's just pointing a finger like, so you want women to work at coal mines as well as men? That's what you want? Or you just want the benefits? Everyone just benefits. But then, you know, women have some advantages that men might want, and that's why you're promoting the trans agenda as well. It's like, men can get those benefits by tricking other people, by becoming women. So that's why you need equality, so people can transition from one gender to another if they feel like it, and get all the benefits ever. I don't know, man. Equality is fucking confusing. And I hate all these people. Alright, so I'll just gotta push them on the outside. Fuck equality, dude. People put in a lot of work to become successful, and other people are just pissed off. It's like, but we have to be equal. Yeah, you have to. Be equal as I am, and do as much work as I do to become equal. Alright? We have to add more opportunities to people. And most importantly, remove or try and reduce the punishments and just problems. Solving problems. Just equality is the stupidest problem because you don't know what the fuck are you supposed to solve. Your mind just explodes into nothingness. Alright? When we look at actual problems, at least like look at the news and you might actually spot some problems in the world. That's cool. But when you just say fucking equality for all, What the fuck does that mean? Do you fucking know? What you want at all? That's what you want? Fuck you! Want something tangible at least. Something that would actually change the world a little bit. Not just some fucking idea that you just came up with that feels good, you know? I want everyone to do very well right now. Alright. I want that too, I guess. The greatest wish of all time. Super useless, though. I want. Oh yeah. Definitely gonna have that. Gay boys. Just gay. Everything about LGBT, just gay. Alright? Fake and gay. You have your own spot. Stay there, okay? Don't come any closer. You have no principles at all. Because you're just wasting my time, alright? But I'm sexually attracted to a brick, okay? You're sexually attracted to a brick, so I will sexually assault you with a fucking brick, alright? And that's what I want to be charged with, okay? With a brick assault. But it will be sexual as well, so you will be raped with a brick. I will never touch you sexually, but, you know, I want to say as stupid thing as I can, because of how angry I am right now. I want to say with LGBTQ because I'm helping the world to be very equal. I want minorities to... I want gays everywhere, alright? That's what I want. Yeah, dude. First she says equality and then, you know. Values, equality. The thing is, right, there's one problem with LGBT... LG, alright? With LG. I can't say the rest. There's a problem. They might be shittier people because their focus is completely off track, technically, of just being a better person. They're kind of focused of like how to make myself feel better, you know? What am I attracted to? You care about this stuff? You dare to question yourself? You have enough time to question yourself? Alright, it's gonna be a very big problem. And not just to question yourself, you're not actually like, improving your principles or morals. You're not really questioning yourself, you're just like doubting of what you should do in life. You're just confused. I don't know, it just feels so bad. I don't think that these people should be treated equally. I think you should put them to as much pressure as possible because what they're doing, you know, is first of all questionable, but they have to prove their value to society. And what they're doing is actually destroying value. The most important value is just creating the next generation of people, alright? That's the problem. The most obvious problem, right? So if you're deviating from that, what other value you're creating, alright? Embracing sexuality? Die please, alright? Just please die, alright? What? I have to treat you equally? Because you're embracing the most useless thing? Alright, the way you embrace sexuality is... Here you go. Here's some sexy pictures that I collected. Here, I embraced my sexuality. Congratulations. Thank you for that. And women put a lot of work into this, and I have to kind of appreciate it. But... I don't know. It just feels so stupid to me, man. I can't explain it. Those who are on the gender spectrum. Oh, so you can be a certain gender or be on the gender spectrum where you kind of decide where you want to be, you know? I don't know if I like being a man or a woman. I want a spectrum. I want a lot more choice. But do you actually get, like, more opportunities in life because of that? I guess you do, because you can shit on other people. Look at me. I have a gender spectrum. I'm so much better than you. How? Factually? Your sources are good factually? First, you have to prove that anything between these genders even exist. Alright? Yeah. Peter Jordanson says about something about temperament and that men can be more feminine sometimes. And be a little bit closer to females. But, like, completely swap genders. Or what does that even fucking mean, dude? And yes, I had to react to trans people, to trans women and trans men. They're pretty convincing. Okay, you wouldn't be able to tell a fucking difference. Trans men even fucking have beards and muscles, I guess. And they had to remove boobs, which is another chore to do. And that part just, that cut looks really ugly. And what the fuck? Why would you do that? Unless you just, you want to do some crazy shit in your life. I don't know. I'm really uncomfortable. People do very uncomfortable things, but at least they're valuable. You just can't handle being a certain way, so you want this huge change that doesn't actually change your life in any way, honestly. You just become a figure of change that people will look up to if they want the same thing, but it's just like, you're not giving any value, just confusing people, alright? There's so many reasons why these guys should be on the edge, okay? And most importantly, again, they have to prove their own worth. To be treated equally. No thanks. Yeah, we don't want to listen to a teenager like you. Because we just don't believe that you can get to the same level as the older people, unfortunately. Just like, in the chess world, it's quite a big deal to be like a 17-year-old and suddenly beat a bunch of grandmasters. That's pretty crazy, okay? You will become famous for that, because it takes years and years just to analyze all the possibilities in chess. It's crazy, alright? It's fucking crazy. So we do not believe you have the capacity to fucking get on the same level as a fucking adult when it comes to principles and truth. Unfortunately, you're much more easily to be manipulated and be biased towards something because you still haven't tested your fucking beliefs to begin with real human experience, okay? And you still live in your fucking parents' basement, unfortunately. Just like me. You can live in my basement with my parents. I will marry you and put you in the trash where you fucking belong. Alright? And then you take half of my trash. God damn it. I guess I will not marry you, because marrying is bullshit. I just want to feel very good about myself, because it's not always the case that I have more knowledge if I'm older. Yes, not always the case, but it's like, you're not gonna base your principles on 10% of cases when you should be looking at 90% of cases. That's the fucking problem. That's why factually leftists are so fucking stupid. I love the 10%. I love the fucking 1%. I love, dude. Oh boy. Whatever. They just don't look at stats at all, actually. So it's another category of people that really love, what they love, and they just not gonna look at, like, the bigger case. The most important. It's not always the case, you know. I want to feel good about myself. I am young. Yes, you have no stats of like comparing yourself to adults at the moment. First of all, you probably never had enough conversations with adults to begin with, because you know you're still too young for that. But good job being on Jubilee, man. Good job, at least on that part. All I can do is just make stupid YouTube videos, but you fucking made it. All right. Influential, guys. I'll just make a video about this video and then throw it to the trash and forget about her forever. Let's see her Instagram pictures. This is just the funny part. Is not something, alright? Being transgender or gay is not something, and this guy nods. Exactly. It is not something. We should use this as a meme, you know? If anyone tries to come here, we say that, alright? We say that. It is not something. I will put it out of the context, because I don't give a fuck, alright? I just don't give a fuck. I'm trying to have fun here. You're too serious, okay? You should just be in the trash because you're just too serious. That's why. I'm sorry, dude. Women are fighting for equality. I don't... You said something? That...
Every bad thing that I did in my life was when my daddy was in jail.
I don't know, he said some very deep stuff that, again, these young people just couldn't come up with. This guy actually has some life experience with saying something I've never heard before, you know, that you need a father figure to not do bad things, basically, in life. But at the same time, like, it makes sense, like, dads kind of have more principles because they have to work very hard, you know, and they had created a lot of value and wealth and all that stuff, while women just kind of create humans, alright? That's very valuable, but humans are not born with instructions and principles, unfortunately. You have to fucking learn that, and hard work kind of gets you there. I'm not saying that, well, but I am kind of saying that left and right are actually, you know, represented by male and females, simply because, again, there's a group of humans, all humans come from females, pretty much, okay? So females will try and love all the lovable people in the world, alright? Beyond this point, you shouldn't love anyone, alright? It's garbage. It's you're gonna be not only wasting your time, but putting yourself in danger because you're gonna attract attention. Oh, you love me? I'll kill you now. I'll take your stuff. I'll get closer to you and just... There are people like that, and you have to avoid them by all costs. And loving them is not gonna save them. It's gonna put you in danger. Alright, you're just wasting your time. You could be loving someone else, basically. And trying to filter that is a very interesting process, I think. Something that people have to learn. It's not easy. And I don't know. I'm not experienced myself. I'm 27 years old. I can tell you guys, I'm not experienced. I was never famous, alright? So I never dealt with huge amount of people all at the same time. I never had to do that. So, you know, you never know what the actual tactic here is. I don't know. Because, again, I never had the responsibility to do that. And build an actual community and try and protect everyone. And, you know, it's a huge deal. So, yeah. These are women trying to protect everyone. And these are men actually spitting out all the value into the world. This whole thing wouldn't function without these two sides, technically. So, but you definitely need all the principles. You have to interact with a lot of men and a lot of women to get both sides and educate yourself. On just values. Okay, we have principles here. Maybe we get some kind of values here. I can't tell you much, but the most important, again, is just kind of the value of exploration, of what's possible in the world, what stupid things people believe in and still don't get in trouble for that. So, we uncovered half of this circle. That's kind of interesting. I still can't believe I was triggered by space so badly I had to put it in. But might as well fucking put S in here and say it's fucking science as a whole. Alright? The space science. So it's more than just space. It's anything that, you know, comes just like an observation or just wasting time and resources just trying to analyze. Just to squeeze some data out of the world when the world is already giving you so much data. Just figure out better and better ways how to, you know, read that data. You don't have to actually do any scientific experiments and force data out of the world, because most of the time when you force data, you're not gonna get data. Unfortunately, you're just gonna get a lot of confused people that will do confused things and will not actually give you that much information. Alright, you want to observe nature as much as possible by living in nature and taking the opportunity of the life that you have to, you know, get as much data as you want. Because that's your experience. And it's also a very individual thing to do. Scientists just think they're on top of the world. They can just spit out whatever garbage they want and people will believe them. And that's bullshit, okay? This scientism, okay? Fucking space science. The fact that there are people leaning on towards these authorities and just believing whatever they say. Man, so annoying. Black communities are over-policed. Black communities. Not black people. Black communities. You can leave a black community, unfortunately. And you might get policed a little bit less, you know. Very simple. It's not that easy to leave a community, obviously. But you might kind of want to consider that you have a free choice on that one. Alright? Just come to Lithuania. People love black people here. We're racist because we don't have enough black people. But technically, we kind of, you know, would like to experience more of them, and they look happy. So far so good. You know, if you're a good person, we're gonna appreciate you either way. There's no racism ever. What is racism? I still don't know. I will never figure out. I'm trying to research what it is. But it's kind of like trying to figure out what a woman is. I don't know. None of these things are obvious to me. Because I can't find it. And that certain communities are over-policed. It has to be true, you know. Obviously. And that, you know, it's easier to identify a community just by looking at their skin color. That's fine with me, dude. It's just fine. You just have a very weird thing about you. We can identify you easier. We're gonna police you. I'm sorry, dude. The fact that police even dares to over-police something, you should be like, police are brave to do that. To do something that seems like a bias to other people. But it's like, if they're doing that, it's probably for a fucking good reason, okay? What? What do you think they're doing? They're trying to fucking rob every single black person because... No. You should be fucking glad, dude. But they're not our policemen. How do we create equality? Yes. The equality will happen when you go to your stupid place and stay there, okay? Stupid equality place. Just be there, alright? While we actually live our lives, alright? We will visit you and maybe give you some food. For thought, not actual food. You have to earn that. I'm sorry, dude. You probably never had to earn your food yet. So you just gonna spit this bullshit at me. Oh, we're not gonna use the word racism, actually. We're gonna use the word anti-blackness. Perfect, guys. Has damaged my relationship with a loved one. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that, guys. Why are you talking about politics if it's so harmful to you guys? And then you say that you're not sensitive? Wait. Yeah. Young people are more... They just came out of that argument, actually. I don't... But then they started talking about police and then fathers and fucking weird shit. What? You're not sensitive, but you lost a relationship. It's kind of weird.
I'm not gonna not buy you a present for Christmas because, you know,
How dare you buy a present for Christmas, asshole? You should fucking put a category for you as well, dude. Fucking presents, dude. Stupidest thing that people are excited about. Has no fucking value whatsoever. Just makes people very frustrated, okay? Excited for no reason. Very frustrated. Very hard thing to do. Just live your fucking life. And give people money if they really ask for you. That's your fucking present. Whenever you want, dude. Whenever you're desperate, you can ask for some money. Fuck yeah, dude. Thank you for that. That's it. Stupid present bullshit. Conservative garbage. I'll let her stab herself in the face with the same fucking stupid thing.
Don't believe that somebody should have an equality based on their gender.
Again, women and men are very different. You have to take in consideration everything when it comes to inequality. Everything. And you cannot just equalize things, alright? And allow women to be better at something all of a sudden because they're bad. Again, just go to a coal mine. You're very bad at mining right now, women. You should try harder. Even fucking making games, which is very influential on my list. Women are not doing that, alright? Just women doing nothing. Women not even making YouTube fucking videos. I'm sorry, dude. Women do nothing. I want equality, alright? Oh, man. I want equality more than you think, dude. But not really. So, I'm sorry. Even the gender part doesn't really work for me, man. Their sexual orientation. If you're attracted to death, alright? Or like dead people or something, I will not treat you equally. I'm sorry, dude. There are some sexual orientations that just don't work, okay? And because there's also a gender spectrum that you can attach to yourself, you know, gender doesn't work even on those terms. Even if women and men are equal, there's gender spectrum. There's definitely no equality in there if you have so many choices. Some things are going to be better than others, unfortunately. You can try as hard as you can to try and balance this game of life. Even there's going to be fluctuation of whether men or women are more dominant or whatever. But that fluctuation, I think, is going to be very small. And it would be unreasonable to freak out about it. We should listen to her, and equality matters a lot. And that's why you belong here. To where things matter a lot, and you should stay here. Please. Don't go anywhere closer to where principles are, because you don't know what they are. You might just go in the wrong direction, actually. The older you get, the more conservative you become. These people are very scared to sit down. I don't want to be conservative! Come on, man. These are just facts, man. Don't you believe in facts? You will become more conservative, whatever that fucking means. Because very often enough, like, a kid is gonna be shit out of school system into some kind of category of bullshit, and they have to get their way back into principles, unfortunately. It's a hard process, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works, and that's why, you become more conservative. These people don't necessarily allow children. They would want as many children as possible. It's just a very hard environment for children to grow up at. So, just believe in whatever you want to believe. Look at all these opportunities, children. What do you want? You want presents? You want to believe in whatever you want to believe? You want to be extremely weird to other people? And have weird sexual things, so people think about you sexually different, which, will make them think about sex more, and is that valuable? I don't think so. You just, it's very weird. You have some weird principles you want to push, you can do that. I don't know why kids would go here, but because you can't. We can definitely people want to be astronauts when they're young. Astronaut, it's so cool. It's the stupidest shit. But that's what people believe. Children believe in. It's just so easy to just snatch them into the zone and keep them here. So weird. The principles are so hard to learn, and you shouldn't do that. The school doesn't teach you that. The school just snatches you from the family and asks you to do some boring shit that is completely useless. So eventually you're gonna find your stupid community, one way or the other. Come on, guys! You can't name a fucking country. Jesus Christ, man. Maybe this guy, he's an immigrant. And she looks fucking Asian. And this guy kind of is well educated, I guess. He came up with 8% is the amount of tax rich people pay. That's cool. That's cool. You have a fucking number in there. Very interesting. You forgot to say what the rest is paying, but, that's fine. I would just cancel anyone who says their country is the best thing in the world. But at the same time, it's like, that's kind of what you have to believe in. But then it's like, why would you believe that anyways? Because you want to feel secure about yourself? But, yeah. This is the stupidest statement to agree or disagree on. I don't know, man. It triggers me so bad. Who came up with this shit? Who said this? And why are people agreeing to this? What is happening? It's just the most important principle about this thing. And this time conservatives are total fucking garbage. You just don't know. How the fuck do you know? Have you been to every single country in the world and tested your fucking feet? But it's like, who would come up with this fucking statement in the first place? So stupid. It's an impossible statement. But, you know, it kind of exposed people a little bit, so that's cool. People want to come to America probably because they learn English and not Scandinavian languages. That's pretty much it. I'm sorry, dude. There's a better explanation to whatever these guys are fucking talking about, alright? But people are trying to come to America, so it must be a great country. No, we just use the internet and we learn English. I'm sorry, dude. It would be very difficult life to live in some shit language speaking countries that we can't communicate properly with. So, should have a better explanation than that. I'm sorry, dude. Just put her in the trash. Just put her in the trash, dude. Come on, man. Come on. She only cares about equality because she knows she's gonna get a lot of benefit for being a fucking woman. Get into the trash, okay? I don't need you to make a sandwich. Sandwich is too hard for you. Go into the trash and live there. Alright? Maybe you'll find some rats in there. And have very nice friends for the rest of your life. God damn it, dude. But I want equality so much. Look at the fucking stats that I have. America doesn't even... I care about it so much, guys. Come on, man. You just came here to just say one word, equality. Is that all you can do? What was the point of this video? I thought it was going to be a little bit different. This middle ground sounds like clickbait to me, honestly. Didn't disprove my model, honestly. We're just improving it on it. I want to kind of finish. What else can I watch? It's funny how the left constantly accuses, you know, Trump for causing that one thing, even though it was his people, his community. Yes, he probably destabilized his community far enough to make it seem like, you know, they want to do violent things all of a sudden, do something. No, they just kind of wanted justice, but the problem is, right at that point, cared a little bit too much about voting. So they kind of became leftists themselves for a moment. And they shouldn't blame the right. They should welcome them because they became leftists, that they care too much about this thing, unfortunately. So there's a little bit of a misconception, I would say. You're not blaming the right, alright? The right is untouchable, unfortunately. I watched a few TikToks, but all I could find is just one person praising the right for, you know, having great statistics of anything you can imagine. Even the idea of school shootings, where guns actually are saving people and trying to protect people with signs that says no guns allowed or something. Gun-free zone. It didn't work. It just made things worse by 130% or something. Fucking awesome, dude. So that's from TikTok. I didn't find anything new, and because I kind of wanted to find like leftist, right? Like leftist ideologies. I still feel like I'm missing stuff. I don't know, man. Oh, I have it. Get the fuck out of here, L. We know you're taking an L. We don't need to remind ourselves. There's two things from Gabby Hanna experience. The religious thing of believing in ghosts and shit. It's kind of weird. But it also includes some Christians, not all. Anyone who propagates religion to begin with. Whatever that is. Because religion doesn't actually create principles, and you're just kind of following authority anyways. It's just like a weird escape from authority into a different authority. And believing in God is very complicated. Like, I definitely believe in God, because something had to create everything somehow. You know, it can't just be randomly generated. It's much more likely to be created. But, you know, I don't think religion actually talks well enough about this problem. I think they just believe whatever is written in the Bible. It's the stupidest thing. Or whatever religious community is about. They just, suck it up to that. It's just an entire community, very questionable. A lot of people just are now atheists because it's so questionable. I wouldn't say atheism is actually better. It's just like, you shouldn't worry about God too much because he doesn't actually exist. And so trying to say opposite is kind of a cringe thing to do, especially when the biggest question is why does God let people suffer? Even I don't know. Even I question the God, the creator of this universe. What the fuck? Why would we suffer though? Yes, it kind of makes life more flavorful, and you get what you deserve basically. If you venture too out, you're gonna suffer a lot, and your life is gonna get ruined. So just don't do that, and life is fine. And if you lose your life, you're probably gonna get another one anyways. And I don't think Christianity talks about reincarnation enough. They just talk about heaven. I'm just cool. But you're living a life right now. It's more likely that your life is just gonna repeat itself than you actually go somewhere else and live a transcendent life, as if you figure out how life works and you're gonna create your own life, because that's what heaven would look like. It would look like a dream state where you're just creating everything, and even in dreams you can't really control everything. So unfortunately, I just put religion into this leftism category. They can stay there as much as they want. And obviously, the fucking people who think brain is just some chemical imbalance. The entirety of brain is chemical imbalance, and it's so easy to manipulate and fucking read and all that shit, man. Yes, it's a little bit scientific, but the reality is, there is mental health communities for some reason. People who have things, I have ADHD, OCD, PTSD, all kinds of things, man. And yeah. You can have those if you want. Or not, actually. Maybe you can train yourself out of this thing. Brain is a very flexible thing, so you shouldn't get stuck. Just like you are stuck in this community. Alright? You can escape. There is an exit out of here. Just like there's an exit from all of these things. And you shouldn't be scared to do so. Alright? This gift is almost like a sub for sub mentality. Like you have to give something to receive something. It's a very manipulative thing that can happen to you. You can get scammed very easily, Someone just doesn't give you a good present while they receive a good present. And you might not know that because they might say, oh, your present sucks anyways, and they're just gonna throw it away. But they don't actually do that. You can get false perception. Just gift giving is so stupid. It can turn into a scam real fast. But most importantly, how can you possibly know what the other person needs? You don't, unfortunately. You can try and help them, try and give them advice, but this also goes to the same category of advice giving. So, yeah, you can put all the motivational speakers, all of them in this category. Alright? Give advice. just tell a good story. That's a good enough advice, I guess. It might inspire us to do something differently or adopt some kind of principle, but advice is a little bit too, dry and too straightforward, and you don't actually like see the reason to adopt an advice. It would be a bad principle if you just adopt any advice. You kind of want to, uh, you know, test it properly somehow before you adopt it, obviously. So maybe advices kind of work if you like have nothing going on and you're just completely bored. So you can follow other people. It's just like the best advice then. So like watch this movie. I really like this movie. Like you're gonna explore something new, so that's fine. And receiving gifts is a lot better when you don't have anything and everything you receive is gonna be completely new. So when you're bored, yes, taking advice is fine, but when you have things to do, it could kind of make your life a lot worse. Like if you're dealing with complicated relationships, only you know how to deal with that person. Advice is maybe gonna give you some good ideas, right? So it's still worth listening to advice just to like generate thoughts. But again, only if you're bored, if you don't know what to do yourself. If you're looking for ideas, that's cool. But honestly, again, I had to put this all together even after watching content, I just came up with. That's significant though. But it wasn't advice, it was a story. Alright? No one was directing towards me what I should do. They just did stuff. Alright? And I observed. So it's probably much more efficient to do that. Let's see, this doesn't exist because I don't know if I can fit a picture in here. The last thing we can do is just very radical people, okay, who just believe in whatever they fucking believe in. They don't really care about it. They don't really have principles for that. But they just really, really want other people to believe the same thing. So this is where we can put an L right here. I believe I'm a leftist. Here you go. Here. It looks like a fucking clock. I don't know, man. But here's your position. If you're radical leftist, just in case you need one. But I believe in all these things. And then obviously not. I hope. You believe in ghosts? Do we have conspiracy theories somewhere? No, I don't care. Conspiracy theories are fine to me. Way. They're almost like super fine because they make you think about stuff. They make you think about problems. Yes, you can exaggerate that, but like, come on, man. If it made you think, it's great. If it make you get scared and run away, that's also great. It's just to prove that you cannot fucking handle possibilities. It's just possibilities. You don't have to believe in them. But running away is kind of stupid. Or just attacking people for whatever reason. Honestly, these people are just attackers, okay? Let me draw a sword. Very nice. I'm sad and I have a sword, guys. Very nice principle. Yeah, you can probably pick out principles out of these things by flipping the whole idea upside down. I don't know. I don't want to go too deep into this. I think I covered everything. Yeah, I mean, like, just having feelings is not a good way to establish principles. Just following cults and beliefs or whatever. You're just gonna deviate. Hopefully you're gonna return, okay? Hopefully it was just an exploration experience. The middle part is still kind of boring in a way. And you kind of required to do a lot of work because you are a moral person. So technically, people here feel enslaved and overworked and under-rewarded and overtaxed and all kinds of brutal things that can happen, basically. So obviously people would want to escape that stuff, especially when you can take advantage of people around you that are less moral, right? So, it's a very, very interesting dynamic. So I think the problem is why I don't want to write text for this case is because, yeah, I've listed all these bullshit things, but not everything is leftist stuff, to be exact. So you never know. What I defined as left is not exactly what it is. It's just what I want it to be honest, and the way that I see it. But it's at least, 50% true. And who knows? Maybe a lot more. Maybe a lot more. Because again, you don't have to look here and say, oh, it's just pure religion. No, it's just belief in ghosts and supernatural things. Left is full of that shit. Alright? But everyone has biases. Everyone had to step out of the moral thing at some point in their lives to be able to learn the difference, pretty much. Again, after you learn the difference, you will not want to go and learn the difference from here to here, okay? Just like nobody wants to learn the difference of what it's like to live in a fucking jungle. Pretty sure about that, alright? It's pretty dangerous. You can still go outside, but it's just like breathing air. You can only do it for so long. It will feel like you're expanding something, but I don't know, man. But that's kind of what people's greatest value is, in a way. It's like they feel like they're expanding humanity. And I can't really argue against that at the moment. So, I don't know. The greatest value I can see is that they have all these communities that I just don't give a fuck about, because they're worthless. They're just exploration material and not much else in terms of what I want to do. I want to be as useful as possible, so I definitely just try to explore this a lot more than this. I'm not looking for entertainment necessarily, but I can't help it. That's what I get when I, do the normal thing. Also, very interesting. Normal. You just add an N for some reason. Crazy, dude. Yeah. I can't help myself. I have to explore everything to learn as much as possible. But just because you see me in a certain community doesn't mean that I actually support it. It's just like, it's a safe place for me to be. And it's a place, alright? So, it's fine. Yeah, I don't know. This alone seems good enough. Everything I've explored on the internet concerning this, I don't think it matters as much as my point of view. You made it this far, that means it was pretty interesting, wasn't it? Fucking awesome. But yeah, see you guys next time. That should do it. Left is made out of bullshit, okay? That's what the definition of left is. Bullshit that people still believe in, and people still see some kind of value, you know? They wouldn't believe in it if they wouldn't value it somehow. They wouldn't be addicted to that stuff. Let's just put addictions in here, basically. The XXX kind of works, but addiction to porn, I don't know, man. I don't know. Fucking ads, boys. Ads. Just some ad space, okay? This main content, this your ads. Shouldn't be here either. Yeah, it's a very tricky thing, saying that these people, but you never know, right? Because there's more space outside of morality, you could just be a tourist, and there could be just as many tourists as there are moral people working in the center, you know. So they're both kind of doing potentially equal amount as much of work. And equally beneficial to society, and that's where you get left and right. I can't think of anything better than that, or more humane than that. You know, more fair. If you can do it, congratulations. I want to see a YouTube video about it. All right, see you guys next time.